Okay, welcome back to another video. This one we're going to do some of the inter-VLAN routing, in particular router on the stick. So this one we're going to use trunking between the router and the switches to provide the inter-VLAN routing, and we'll be continuing on from the last video where we basically set up the trunks between the switches. Now we have to do the trunks going up. So just to prove, we've got VLANs there, so we've got active VLANs, and we should also have an active trunk. So we interface trunk. Let's type the right commands, it might help. So we have a trunk on gigabit 02, which is towards our second switch, so it's this one here. So we'll configure this one up. So, which is going to be interface gigabit 01, and it'll help if I go into config mode. Can you tell I haven't had enough coffee today? Okay, so gigabit 01. Just move this mic out of the way a little bit. And we'll be looking at setting up the trunk. So it's not going to be access anymore. We want no switch port mode access, and we want to make it switch port mode trunk. And that's basically all what we need from that one. We'll go into here, and we're on so if we do a show IP int brief, so 01 is our 2 network, so we need to remove this configuration and put the trunks on. So let's go in the global config, go to our gigabit 01 and do no IP address, and we now want to do our various VLANs. Now I've typed them over here just as a reference so we can look at it. So we need to create our various sub interfaces. So .10, and we now want to come along and specify our encapsulation. So it's going to be encap.1q, and it's going to be VLAN 10. And now we put an IP address on the sub interface. And gateways will be .1s. and they're /24s. So we change our rinse and repeat for 20. And strangely enough, 20.1. And subinterface 30. And we want .1Q 30. IP address. Always use your up arrows and save a lot of typing. And the next one is going to be our 99. And again, change our addressing. I've got to do the encap first. Oh, this is going to be our native. Now we put the IP address on. Alright, now you should also be putting your descriptions in on your sub interfaces. So if we do an end and a copy run start, now if we do a show IP interface brief, extend this out a bit so they're all nice. Okay, so what we need to do is check that we can ping something. So let's see if we can ping the 192.168.2.10. Nothing. Alright, so let's show interface trunk. So we've got 1 and 2, trunking native 1. That'd be bad. Would that be bad? We've got the other end set to 99. No, that might be bad. What do you think? Should we go change it? So interface G01, switch port. Now, what do we need to configure? We need to set it with our native VLAN. So it's a trunk command. And we're going to say native 99. Let's try VLAN 99. Can you tell I'm a little rusty? Alright, so that should have brought the trunk up with the same native VLANs as the other. So we can now communicate as we don't have a mismatch. So Show interface trunk. Got no trunks on the thing, so we have to ping the others, I suppose, just to prove that we are actually pinging outside of our native VLAN. And now 2010. Look at that. If we come down into the PCs, into our command prompt, and ping the 192.168.10.10, so we can definitely see that the devices are pinging up and around. And just to confirm this, I'll put it in simulation mode, and again rinse and repeat that. So let's move this out of the way. Up arrow, repeat the command, and then start the play. Come up to the switch, go across to the trunk, to the router, and we should come back. Back and forth we go. So as you can see, the packet, which is represented by the envelope, it's not mail, it's just showing the travel of a packet. It's just the icon they use. Alright, so we have that all done. So that's router on a stick. So if we just look at the relevant sections in our subnet, so we come in, we don't put an IP address on the physical interface, we have it on, so it's an active, but all the configuration are within our sub interfaces. We tell it to use the trunking encapsulation and the VLAN number it's to tag it, and the IP addresses. And as I said, you really should put your descriptions in there as well. And that is as hard as it needs to be. And our trunk over here on switch 1, if we scroll down to our, here it is, shouldn't have that, that should be removed. Shouldn't be an access VLAN anymore, it's a native VLAN, so we need to put in, remove that. So config T interface gigabit 01, no, now if we see it, it's all nice and neat, and that way we won't have a breach. And yes, we need to do the copy run start. Okay, that's router on a stick. And just to prove the naysayers saying it was only running because we had the access port set, here we'll repeat this ping, and it's still working. so it's not the access port that was causing it to communicate between the VLANs. Alright, that'll bring us to the end of this one. Have a nice day. I'll catch you in the next one. Bye for now.